Guys, I'm here with the double champ, the man who's kicked my ass countless times
No,
since we were kids.
you kick mine.
No, 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 no. I never seen a man. I'll tell you guys something about that adaptation. I never seen a man adapt as much as this guy. You ever see any rematch this man's ever had? It's always a blowout. Anytime. And I'll tell you something. I watched him sparring for 20 years. Every time somebody did something on him in practice, maybe somebody double legged him or back kick, the next week it's not gonna work. The same guy tries the same technique. What is it about you? The guys can't score on you a second time.
I don't know. I think I'm good to adapt. I learned very fast. Maybe I had great mentors and teacher that taught me well.
You know, it's incredible. Remember that memory guy we brought in once? The scientist?
Yes.
We did a memory test on moves, memory test, recognition, pattern recognition test. This guy, he more than tripled the score than me and all the other guys. Tripled the score. So when you do something once, he picks up the pattern, and all of a sudden, this guy, he sees you coming from a mile away after. Anyways, that's just something that always messed me up. Seeing this guy spar, I was like, wow, it's incredible, man, that adaptation. But besides that, George, today I want to talk to you about Jon Jones. What a performance, no?
That was amazing. That was a flawless performance. He did what he said he was going to do. It was a lot of X factor. Nobody knew how he would come back, after 3 years, and as a heavyweight, a new weight class, and he made it look easy. I mean, he took Ciryl Gane completely out of his game. And normally, Jon Jones has the tendency to strike with strikers, the wrestlers, and now he transformed himself like the complete nemesis of his opponent. He did a perfect fight. It was a wonderful performance. It was unbelievable.
Was Ciryl nervous?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's fighting Jon Jones, and of course he doesn't have the experience that Jon Jones has, but there's only way to get that experience, and it's in the octagon. I'm sure he's gonna learn from that and come back stronger next time.
In round one, Ciryl, before he got taken down, he threw a crazy left shot, like across, down the middle, and missed, but he put everything on it.
Yeah.
He exposed himself.
Yeah, well, he missed. You know what I mean? He tried some kind of a Hail Mary. If he would have touched, maybe we would not have this we'd have a different conversation. We'd be like, wow, what amazing knockout.
Yeah.
But he'd miss, and that's why Jon Jones is so good. He saw him coming, and he set up a nice takedown, and it was beautiful. When you watch it on TV at first, you didn't really see what happened. But when you watch the replay, it was a very tight guillotine. It was
exactly.
beautifully executed.
The first time I saw it live, I was like, what happened? And then when I saw it again, I was like, oh, it's tight. It's locked in tight against the cage. George, if
I was afraid at first when if I would be in Jon Jones' camp, because Jon Jones, his name is Johnny Bone. Bone, because you see his bone, but now you don't see his bone. He's got a little bit of a different physique. Yeah.
He had one ab, guys. One ab.
Yeah.
Jon Jones.
But when we're not used to see him that way, so when I saw him walk in at first, I was like, oh my God, it looks weird. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to expect, but he moved just as well, and he looked fantastic.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to tell you, I think he's better at heavyweight. His size is going to be huge. He doesn't have to cut weight. It's going to make his performances better, very likely. He's going to do better at heavyweight. And that brings me to this question. Him versus Ngannou. I know it's probably never going to happen, but if they fought, who would you think takes it?
Wow.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, and I know both guys. I'm really reluctant of doing a prediction when I know both guys. I inside, deep down my head, I think I know who I think is gonna win, but I never release it to the public because of some personal reason like this. But however, I know what each fighter needs to do to get it done. I think Jon Jones, if he fights Ngannou, he needs to do a similar strategy than what he did with Ciryl Gane, to expose Ngannou. Because I think Jon Jones might have more skills on the ground. He has more experience, especially in grappling. And Ngannou on the other side has a lot of power behind his punches, has the edge on power, And I think if I'm Jon Jones and I'm fighting Ngannou, I need to use that long-range oblique kick that he does, especially knowing that Ngannou had knee surgery.
Exactly.
And if I'm on Ngannou on the other side, I need to throw those punches, but not only be a headhunter. I need to to start to the body, climb to the head. And I think that's one of the mistakes a lot of the guys do with Jon Jones, because he has such a long reach. They try
got
to
that
be a
long
head
guard.
hunter. They need to go to the body because the body doesn't move as well as the head. And then as you start your combo, you finish up to the head, a little bit like Mike Tyson used to do. And everybody who fight Jon Jones most of the time are a little bit like Mike Tyson, because Jon Jones has pretty much the longest reach. I would not say in the UFC,
84.5.
but
Yeah,
maybe
in the history of UFC,
Stephen
they're
Struve,
tied.
maybe.
Equal.
Yeah, oh, right, that's right. Yeah.
The two longest in history.
So when you fight a guy with a long reach, you need to move a lot. You can't stay in front of him, say all the way out or all the way in. And when you start your combo, especially with your punches, you need very often not be a head hunter. Start to the body and climb to the head as you go. So
What
that's.
about Miocic? You don't know Miocic too well, do you?
I don't know
Okay,
Miocic
give it
too
to
well.
us now.
I think.
Give it.
Well, I think Jon Jones. If I have to pick a winner, I think Jon Jones would win that fight, and I think he would win it in a good fashion, in a way that either by knockout or submission. Because Miocic is very complete. He's very skilled, pretty much everywhere. But I just think that Jon Jones is Jon Jones. I think he's better than him everywhere.
He's too fast and too skilled in the wrestling comparatively.
And
He's been wrestling since he can.
And also, is Miocic best years are behind him or not? We don't know. But if you look at the stats, and if you go by deduction, you're tempted to say yes.
I agree, guys. I would go Jon Jones as well with Miocic. George, thank you for your time, man.
Pleasure.
Appreciate you. Us, thank you.